In this video, we're going to go through the diamond prices activity from section 1.3. It says, prices for round-shaped diamonds taken from an online trader are given in the table below. So our table has weight in carats of various diamonds and their prices. A linear model for the data is given by P equals 6,140 C minus 480, where P is the price of a diamond weighing C carats. Plot the points on the Desmos.com graphing calculator and paste the link or image below. So we're going to go to our graphing calculator here. I already have a fresh calculator screen up. And we're going to plot the points, which means I'm going to add a table to the graph. So remember from the supply and demand video, the way that I do that is click Add Item and click Table. Now I'm going to type the values that are in the table in the Word document. Some of them are already popping up for me, which is nice. And enter these values. Like I said, there's really no way to copy and paste things into a Desmos table, unfortunately. You just have to type them in by hand, which is going to take just a minute here. Okay. So once I have my values entered, those are the points, and I'm going to enter my equation here as well. So my equation is going to be y equals 6,140x minus 480. And as usual, my viewing window here is not very helpful for viewing this graph. So looking at my table of values, that can help me decide how I want to set my window. So I see that my x values are between 0.5 and 1. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to click on the graph settings and change the x-axis to go between 0 and 1.5. And my y values range from 2,790 to 5,898. So let's go from 2,000 to 6,000 on the y-axis. Okay, so there I see my points and I see my line. I can change the line color to match the points if I want to. I'm going to click on the wheel, the Edit List button, or I could change the points to match the line. If I want to do that, I would click on this circle and I can make them all black points. And click Done when I'm done. So here is my graph. These are my points on my line. Again, I can see that the points are not going exactly on the line. They're a little bit off, but the line mostly captures the points and what the relationship is. So there's my graph. I'm going to paste the link or image. So to do that, remember you click Share Graph. I'll export the image here. Download PNG, and then go back to my Word document and insert, picture from file, and there's my graph. Okay. As usual, it's quite large, so I'm going to shrink it down. So, question 2 says fill in the blanks. Increasing the weight by 1 carat will blank the price by about blank. So looking at the equation is the easiest way to figure this out. So my equation, P equals 6,140 C minus 480. The 6,140 is the slope. And so if you remember what slope means, it means for every 1 unit increase in x, my y value increases by 6,140. So increasing the weight by 1 carat will increase the price because my slope is positive. It is increasing. Increase the price by about whatever the slope is, 6,140. Question 3 says use the model to estimate the cost of a 0.85 carat diamond and the cost of a 1.2 carat diamond. Round answers to the nearest dollar. So I'm using my equation here, P equals 6,140 C minus 480. And then C is carats. So the C values, I'm plugging those in for carats, and then I'm doing the calculation to find the price. So the first one I'm plugging in is the 0.85. So that's going to give me P equals 6,140 times 0.85 minus 480. And when I plug that in to my calculator, I get 4,739. And I want to show you on the Decimal Scientific calculator here. One of the reasons that I like this calculator is that it's very easy to get different values when you're doing the same calculation multiple times. So for example, I would type in 6,140 times 0.85 minus 480, and that gives me my answer here. I'll shrink it down so you can see it, 4,739. Now, if I want to find 1.2 carats, it's very easy. All I do is click in here. I can change this to 1.2, and I get my next value, 6,888. So I can also do this in Word to show my different equations, copy and paste, and just change that to a 1.2. And this was $6,888. Round to the nearest dollar. And then question 4 says to use the model to estimate the weight of a diamond to 2 decimal places that sells for $4,000. So I'm going to switch to my drawing tablet here because it's a little bit easier when I'm trying to solve things. So now I have the price, $4,000, so I'm going to plug that into the equation for P, and I'm trying to solve for C. So we have 4,000 equals 6,140C minus 480. So solve this equation for C by adding 480 to both sides. I get 4,480 equals 6,140C. And lastly, divide both sides. And I get a value for C rounding to 2 decimal places of 0.73 carats.